Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Alicia Mulyawardani. So today I would like to represent my research entitled Speech Acts and Public Persona Representation of NCT members in TeenVogue articles. The study discusses how speech acts in entertainment interviews reflect the personalities and public images of NCT members. Pragmatics is the study of meaning based on context and communicative intention. One important theory in pragmatics is speech act theory proposed by Searle. This theory explained that language is not only used to convey information but also to perform actions. In entertainment journalism, celebrity interviews often reveal emotions, opinions, and identity. Therefore, TeenVogue interviews with NCT members are interesting to analyze because they contain various speech acts that reflect public personas. The study focuses on three research questions. First, what types of speech acts are found in the articles? Second, which speech act category is most dominant? Third, how speech acts reflect the public personas of NCT members. The objective of this study are to identify speech act types, determine the dominant category, analyze how speech acts represent the members' personalities and identities. So this research uses Searle's speech act theory. According to Searle, speech acts are divided into 5 categories. Assertive speech acts are used to state information or beliefs. Expressive speech acts express emotion and feelings. Directive speech acts encourage someone to do something. Commissive speech acts show promises or commitments, and meanwhile, declarative speech acts create official changes through language. This study uses a qualitative descriptive method because the research focuses on meaning and interpretation rather than numbers. The data consists of 132 utterances collected from 14 Vogue articles discussing NCT members. The data were collected using documentation techniques by identifying and classifying utterances based on Searle's speech act categories. Based on the findings, assertive speech acts became the most dominant category with 52 utterances or 39.4%. The second most dominant category was expressive speech acts with 38 utterances. Directive speech acts appeared 21 times, commissive speech acts appeared 17 times, and declarative speech acts were the least frequent with only 4 utterances. The finding shows that entertainment interviews mainly focus on sharing information and emotional expression. Here are some examples of speech acts found in the articles. The statement "we practiced very hard for this concert" is an assertive speech act because it explains information and experience. The sentence "thank you for loving and supporting me" is an expressive speech act because it expresses gratitude and emotion. The statement "people should not be afraid to try" is a directive speech act because it gives encouragement and motivation. And the last one is "I'll really be working very hard" is a commissive speech act because it expresses commitment toward future action. These findings also reveal different public personas represented through speech acts. Marley is represented as sincere, grateful, and optimistic through expressive and commissive utterances. Jaehyun is portrayed as artistic, reflective, and thoughtful through assertive speech act related to music and identity. NCT Dream members emphasize teamwork, solidarity, and emotional closeness with fans. Meanwhile, Taeyong is represented as emotional wise and emotionally mature through directive and assertive speech acts. In conclusion, all 5 categories of speech acts proposed by Searle were identified in this study. Assertive speech acts were the most dominant because the interviews mainly focused on sharing experiences and opinions. The study also shows that speech acts are not only used for communication but also function as strategies to construct celebrity identity and emotional connection with audience. These are references used in this study including categories from Austin, Shirley, Yule, and several TeenVogue articles discussing NCT members. Okay, I think that's all for my explanation. Thank you so much for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.